Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. I'm a little bit dressed differently today, and I'm currently, I guess you could say, in the newsroom breaking news, because you know what? I've seen a couple of people that actually made a reaction video on this. I saw JGigs and Ash, and they made a video on MacChan actually quitting, or at least leaving Raid Shadow Legends for quite a while, and I feel like that's something that's really big. So I said, you know what? Let me try and make this type of reaction video myself, and obviously if you guys are going to enjoy it, I'm going to do more of these videos in the future, so it's going to depend on you. But I really wanted to cover this because for those of you that are not aware, MacChan is actually, or like arguably, the biggest whale, I guess, the biggest Kraken among all the content creators. So not from all the Raid player base, but at least when it comes to the content creators, he was the one that I'm quite sure spent the most, even more than Hell Hades, who has, like, you know, admitted in the past that has spent quite a few, like I think it was around $30,000 to $40,000, and that's a lot. So I really wanted to see what he has to say about this. So let's just quickly listen to this and see what he has to say, okay?
Alright guys, welcome back to another Raid video today. It's probably gonna be the last time I say this, at least for a while, because as the title says, I'm going to leave Raid Shadow Legends for a while. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna quit completely and never come back. It's not like that, but
yeah, that's something that most of us, you know, you don't want to be that type of person who's like, yeah, I quit Raid, that's it, I'm gone for sure, because you never know. You never know, especially after you invested so much in the game. You don't want to be like, yeah, straight up, unless you're really upset. You don't want to be like straight up, okay, that's it, I quit the game, I'm never coming back. So I like that he's always, you know, realistic and pragmatic in the way he says stuff. Like MacChan is one of the ones that I used to watch when I was trying to improve my arena stuff, at least, because that's what he was mostly known for, being like a big arena person, one of the best. I think actually the best when it comes to the content creators, at least. So yeah, let's continue.
I decided to at least take a long break from the game. Yeah. It is a hard decision to make, to be honest, because I played this game for almost 4 years, and I grew my channel from scratch because of Raid Shadow Legends. So I want to thank all you guys for your support, especially for all of you guys who stick with me from the beginning. I started this channel in 2020, and it's...
Let me pause it for a second. I'm gonna have the link to, obviously, to his video in the description, the pinned comment. Just make sure you know, drop in some subs, show some love and support, and you know, just this is what people like this deserve, especially when they had this like focusing a lot. You know, it's good to tell them that, you know, you're still there, you still support them, and that means a lot for us as content creators. So yeah, make sure you go drop him sub, lots of likes, share some good thoughts in his comments.
It's like 3 years journey. I got to almost 20k subscribers. It's a great journey. I enjoy that. And the content I did mainly is for Raid Shadow Legends. Alright, I also did some other games, might be promo or some other game, Diablo 4. Didn't get a lot of views. So, okay. I want to talk about why I decided to take a break from the game.
There it is.
I'm just gonna give you my very honest opinion. The biggest reason is I kind of don't want to spend anymore. Just to be honest, right? As you guys probably know, if you watch my old content, I was a huge spender. I was a huge spender.
Yeah.
And I think the maximum I have spent in a month was like $2,000 bucks. That was
$2,000 in a month. Now let that sink in for a second, because I think I spent like double that in my whole 4 years of playing Raid Shadow Legends. And he had times when he spent that in a month. So, you know, just think about it. And the first thing that he actually said is something that I kind of mentioned in my video when I said, like, you know, when I spoke up about the mythic shards. And this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. Actual spenders are going to stop playing the game, and that's something that Playrim did not realize. You know, that's massive. It's a big impact in their you know, in their financials, which they should be really careful about.
It's crazy. It's not like top Kraken level, but it's crazy. And I spent...
It's up there.
A lot of money. I can probably buy a car with that money.
Yeah, that's for sure. With that much.
So I just don't want to do that anymore, because start from earlier this year, I just feel like I have to spend, not to progress, but I have to spend just to keep up. I have to.
So think about that. He had, like he said, you don't have to spend to progress. That's something you do in the early mid game. He has to spend to keep up. Now, is that something that you really want to do? I don't really think so, because I feel like that's a never-ending cycle. That's a never-ending cycle. If you just, you get the new best shiny thing, they introduce something else, you want to grab the next one and the next one, then the next one. That's a little bit of a problem in these types of system, or especially in Raid at least, It's a big problem.
To spend close to $1,000 a month trying to keep up, right? Because I want to compete in arena. I'm not even like looking for finish in #1, because it's not gonna happen.
Nope.
It's just not gonna happen. I don't have these champions. That's a really sad part. I have to spend close to $1,000 a month just to stay in top 20. That's crazy. I just don't want to do that anymore. And if you guys watch my old Sharpo videos, I just had insanely bad luck. Like, ever since these two were released, I spent a lot of money. And, well, not that much compared to back in, let's say, 2020 or 2021, but I still spent a lot. I probably pulled roughly 700 to 800 void shards after these two were released, and mostly during their 10x, and I just did not get them.
So this is another one of those problems that people have been talking about, especially in the endgame, the arena people. It's Taras and Marichka, when they were introduced, they become so overpowered, and they're so overpowered that they're basically better than everything else in arena. If you want to try and compete at the top of arena, if you want to try and compete at the top of platinum, if you don't have those two at least one, but mostly it's both of them, you just cannot compete. And the problem is not just the two champions themselves, is people have them fully awakened, people have them fully empowered, and that just becomes, Arena's totally different. It has changed ever since they were introduced, and that's a massive issue. He does mention something about this later on, which I mentioned in my previous videos, and let's just listen.
So it was really unlucky, and I am missing so many meta champions, and this one also Harima. I pulled tons of shards. I remember I had like 60,000 gems before a Harima 10x event.
It's a lot.
And I spent all of that and did not get Harima. Right?
That's a lot.
And I remember, like, if we have to go back a little bit further, last year I believe there was a 2x Ancient Shard event coinciding with 10x Kymar. So basically Kymar 20x event. Prince Kymar. I pulled 1,500 Ancient Shards.
That's a lot.
20x Kymar, and I did not get a single copy. So I don't know what's going on with my account, to be honest. And like starting this year, I just feel like keep spending and always get nothing good is kind of waste of money. Right? Maybe it's the same for all gacha game. To be honest, I don't play that much gacha game. Mostly I am a PC gamer, but
Yeah, in general, the gacha system is kind of made like that. If you're a spender, you're going to be able to compete at the top end of it. Otherwise, most games you can play as free-to-play, you can compete in, not compete, but you can play and beat the game, so to speak, all the PvE content. But arena in general is, it's locked behind pay to win. But, if you're at the point where you're somebody like MacChan that has spent tons, you still cannot compete, or you need to spend like thousands, like he said, just to keep up. Now that's a massive problem. I want to jump a little bit forward to this because I want to see, I want to talk to you about something that I mentioned in the past, and he totally agrees with it. So I guess let me just find it, or I might just cut this part out. Let's see.
All right, you're still gonna focus. If I don't spend for another $1,000, well, doesn't give me a guaranteed return.
Okay, this is interesting.
Like if they just put a price tag on these two champions, let's say $100. Sorry, let's say $1,000 for one champion, I would do it. All right. I would literally
think about that. $1,000 just to get Taras and Marichka. And I bet you there's hundreds, if not thousands, of tens of thousands of people that will straight up do that. So think about how this game has got to the point that how much Like, you value, you know, I didn't let pixels. They're pixels. People value one champion at $1,000. That's insane. That's insane. Think about any other game that you've played. Let's rule out gacha games. Think about any other game where you would spend $1,000 just to get one thing. That's mind blowing, and that's when you know it's, you know, they have gone a little bit too far. That's when you know these games have gone a little bit too far. When somebody like him says like, yeah, I would spend $1,000 just to get the champion. That's just insane.
But again, everybody's using the same champion. It's always gonna be those 4 champions I don't have. And Hydra, I think Hydra is getting better. Definitely much better before when it came out.
Yeah, Hydra was something that on release was really not too good. It was really bad. It was too, I guess it was a bit overtuned compared to the champions in the gear that we had, and you could not provoke the Head of Decay at the beginning. They introduced that as well, made it a little bit better so you can act up, so you can at least plan a little bit. It has a ton of RNG still, but at least, you know, controlling the Head of Decay definitely helped us by giving us the chance to provoke. But yeah, let me find the spot that I wanna show you, and I'm gonna be right back. Okay, I found this. So this is the part where I totally agree with, and definitely said this in quite a few of my videos in the past. But let's listen this from a Krakken's perspective, because you know what? He's not an ultra Kraken, but he's definitely somebody that you can categorize as a Kraken. Like, he has 34 million power, okay? But yeah, let's listen to what he has to say here.
The announcement earlier, and so yeah, that's just the life cycle of a gacha game. I just feel like back in the days when we don't even have duplicate system, that's where I enjoy the game the most. You get one champion, you're done. You get multiple copy of that champion, you can still use them in the same team. So looking back, people were asking for duplicate system, etc. But I feel like I enjoy the game the most when they have none of that. They had no ascension, they had no duplicate system and stuff like that. So yeah, maybe it's just me playing the game for.
It's definitely not just him. Like I mentioned in a lot of my previous videos, I feel like Raid was an amazing game. It's still an awesome game, but I feel like Raid completely changed at least the balance or the chance for people to compete ever since the empowerment was introduced, the duplicate system, okay? I mentioned this in a lot of my previous videos. I used to be able to still compete for Platinum, even though I was not, in one of the top clans, even though I was not spending as much. I had a few of the key champions, and I could still compete in Plat, and I could finish in top 100, top 50 even, as somebody that's, an outsider and has just some decent gear and decent champions and just the knowledge. But ever since the empowerment was introduced, the duplicate system, that just straight went out of the window. Doesn't matter how much knowledge I have. If somebody comes with a full team of +4s, everybody, and then you have the blessing system with fully awakened champions, it's just impossible for me to compete. Like, when I had a little bit of better gear, okay, fine, you could still play around with that. But there's so much more pay-to-win concept that was introduced that basically if you're somebody that's a free-to-play, you're never going to be able to compete with a spender. If you're a spender, you're not going to be able to compete with somebody that's dolphin cannot compete with a whale cannot compete. So it's not a problem that, free-to-play versus Krakens, you cannot do that. That's the same in every single game, but at least you could be there. Now, you just have to, in order for you to compete more, you have to spend more. And that's a problem. That's something that he emphasizes. And honestly, I'm really sad to see him go because, like I said, he was somebody that I used to watch for arena stuff. He's definitely one of the best creators that this community has to offer. And honestly, this is a signal. This is a warning, and that's why I had, the breaking news, because if somebody like MacChan quits, then there's a problem. We had several people that quit in the past. We had OddOneGaming, my wife, that quit because, she wasn't enjoying the game. You had people like J-Gigs. There's tons of people that quit, and now the people are quitting not because they don't like the game anymore, but it's because of the decisions the Raid makes, that no Raid Plarium makes when it comes to the spending. And that's a massive problem. And I really hope they see these types of videos. I really hope they see when their creators quit and the reasons why they quit, so they can act upon it. Because you know what, at the end of the day, I said in the video yesterday when I made my reaction on the mythical stuff, I categorized this, Raid and Platinum as two entities. Raid is the game itself, the dungeons, the PvE content, the gear, the whole system as one thing, and that's what I still love, the game. But then there's Plarium is the one that decides the implementation, the packs, the pay-to-win aspects of the game, and that's what I completely hate. So, it's maybe weird to see it that way, but that's how I see it because it's a good game. It's a good game. It's just bad implementation of systems, and that's what makes people leave and quit. And, I'm not happy to see that because I love this community. I really enjoy the game. So I'm hoping that things are going to go for the better because right now, this is scaring me. This is scaring me especially because content creation is a full-time job for me. This is how I pay my bills. This is how I make a living. I have a baby on the way. So, it's scaring me to see that this is kind of looking like it's going downwards and, I have to sustain a family with it. So yeah, but I guess we're going to leave it at this for now. Again, I'm going to have the link to MacChan's video in the pinned comment and description of this video. Make sure to go drop him a sub, drop him a like, drop him some good thoughts and, make him feel and make him know that you still appreciate him, that you appreciate who he is as a creator. So, in times like these, we need the support of other people. And that's what I'm trying to do with this video. And that's what you guys should do as well with, by going into MacChan's channel. I think at the end, he also mentioned about something that I do believe would be something amazing is he's mentioning about trying to start like a free-to-play or a low-spend series. And I would love to see that, especially from somebody like him that, like I said, was a massive spender and has great knowledge of the game. I would really love to see that. I think let me just leave that as a comment to say the same thing. So this is something that definitely would be interesting to see. But anyway, this is gonna be it for the video today, guys. As always, if you do enjoy my content, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.